How you were tricked to live a life of struggle. Hello and welcome. I have been a very curious observer all my life. When I was growing up, there was this trend I noticed. Many people that were retiring back then, most of them would retire, take their pension money and build a big house or upgrade the one they were living in. Mostly, the money would run out before the house was fully completed or shortly thereafter. This people would fall to poverty, despite to have worked for decades and living in a bigger, better house. This would cause them to fall into depression, manifesting all kind of diseases. The worst thing was, if they didn't find a way to break free from the depression, they would die within 5 years after retirement. I always wondered and asked myself why. Why would someone work for 40 years or more and have nothing saved up for retirement? Why would someone put all their money into building a house, while they knew they didn't have any other source of income coming in? Is money so hard to make that someone would work for decades and still have no savings? And still, why are we not taught about money management in school? How come, when these people were working, it seemed like they lived an amazing life, but fell into poverty soon after retirement? As you can recognize, I had so many questions that went on my mind. Like I said, I am a very curious person in nature. Throughout my school days, even in college, I wished someone would explain to me what was going on. In high school, I would ask my parent, relatives, friends, and even acquaintances. The answers I got was, most people misuse their money and don't save up. Others said, which was most common, is that money is scarce, and that they didn't make enough to pay their bills and save up. Frankly speaking, all the answers I got, through my school years, did not satisfy my curiosity. Somehow, deep within, I always felt that there was more. When I got employed, I had one goal, and one goal only. I had somehow convinced my mind that I would work for only 10 years, and then retire. Within this 10 years I would invest my money in real estate, then I would quit. I started very well. In fact, within 2 years, I bought my first piece of land. My salary back then was not much, needlessly to say, it was $2,000 a month. I didn't have much spending, so I was able to facilitate a monthly loan of $400 a month that was deducted from my payslip to repay the loan that I had taken to pay for the land. I had a plan. And this plan was to be buying a piece of land every 3 to 4 years. But then, there was something I had not yet grasped. A few months later, after buying my first piece of land, someone convinced me that I should go back to school and achieve higher education. Higher education equals to promotion, and promotion equals to a higher pay. So they said, and I thought too. So, guess what I did? I borrowed more money to pay for my education. And mind you, I am doing this with a salary of $2,000. Back in college, life hit me in unexpected ways. My salary could no longer sustain me. There is so much more that I had not calculated for. Arising bills that came up. I worked while studying. I went from someone who paid my bills comfortably to someone who couldn't pay for the basics sometimes. By the time I was sitting for my exams, I was stressed, tired, and sad. But I could console myself and told myself, it's worth it. Soon I would get promoted and I will be able to pay off my debts comfortably. Or so I thought. This whole ordeal drove me to a place where I never thought I would find myself. I know many people can relate to this. Whether it's college debts, mortgage debts, car loan debts, and so on. You look at the debt and feel like you have no way out, constantly worrying how you would pay the money back. Check out the Do's and Don'ts of Money series, which I posted earlier to understand money and tips to make more money. When you are young, you receive all kinds of advice from all kinds of people. They say borrow some money and do this. It will be beneficial to you. But this people never explain to you how you will pay back that money. Never explained about the compound interest that accumulate monthly, that you can sign to be paying back, let's say $40, only to find out later that there is some money that is added on top of the money you owe, which you didn't have knowledge of. And guess what? They too have no idea of it either. They are just passing to you the information that they have, which they think would help you. They are operating in the collective beliefs, thinking and programming that was set in place to keep the mass poor and living in survival mode. And this is what I want to bring to your attention. The information that we operate on, we received it and continue to receive it from all sources. This information was first programmed to us by our parents and the caregivers. Then school, social media, friends, colleagues, and those people that we surround ourselves with. You will never be greater than the information that you have in your mind. Meaning the information that you hold in your mind and continue to consume determines what you are going to create and experience in your life. If when you were growing up, you experienced hardship and you think and have convinced yourself that that's how life is supposed to be, you create and experience that in your adulthood. Thoughts create things. What you think and believe will manifest as a reality. You can only change your life experiences by changing your thinking and mindset. Different thoughts equals different results. Many people today are going through financial difficulty. This happens not because they are not educated, are unlucky, or cannot be able to make money. The truth is, they are operating with a system that does not favor them. A system, like I said, that is set on making sure that they remain bloke and depended on the external sources for survival. In order to understand this better, the first question that you should ask yourself is, why are we not taught about money management in school? Why is poverty perpetuated all over and has somehow been made holy? Why is money portrayed negatively when money is just energy, a byproduct of a service? You hear of statement like filthy rich, being rich is greedy, rich people are this and that, and mostly it's negative. Let me tell you a little secret. This was done intentionally. It's only now, in recent years, information has become so readily available to everyone who is interested in finding it. Otherwise, years ago, you could find yourself in great trouble if you taught the public valuable information like money skills, the ability to think for yourself and creating the life you desire. For so long, just like you, and millions many more, I was operating in the information that is perpetuated freely of money is scarce. Money is hard to come by and you have to struggle to make even a little bit of money. You receive this information from social media and from those around you. People who are experiencing the same and continue to create the same kind of experiences. It was only when I began to seek different information that I began to think differently, which caused me to create different life for myself. If you want to experience a different life and be able to create the life of your dreams, you will have to seek different information than you currently have and consuming right now. The information which you feed the mind causes how you think, and how you think determines what you create as a reality. What you are thinking today is your reality tomorrow. If you want to change your reality, change your thinking first. Fix the mind and the mind will fix your reality. Many people are moving through life, fighting the reality, trying to control, manipulate, and fix life. They push and pull the external, which only causes more friction, when the only thing they could have done is fixing the internal. You will never find a negative defeated mindset winning. You win or lose in the mind first. It's a high time that you realize that the most amount of information being perpetuated out there is information to make people stay bloke, angry, and depressed. You cannot create your best life in a flight survival mode when you are worried, sad, and angry. Mostly in this state, you look for someone to blame, always pointing fingers, while other times you resign to fate, therefore you don't take charge of your life. My dear friends, it's very much possible to have financial freedom. The life that you desire to live and create is within reach. The people that are living that life right now are no different than you. They have 24 hours like you. They were born to a family like yours and others much worse than you. Many may be less educated than you. And still they created and are living their best life and continue to create a better life for themselves. The only difference between you and a person who is living their best life is how you think, and what you spend your time focused on, which therefore creates what you experience. Where you were born doesn't determine your future. Your level of education doesn't determine your future. Your current situation doesn't determine your future. You can begin to change your future outcome right now by changing the way you think. Seek information that empowers you. Positive information that will help you think positively, be hopeful, and expect the best. Seek out information that will teach you about money management, how to make money, how to save and invest. You are not bloke because you cannot make money. You are bloke because you don't have knowledge about money. This information is not taught in school. You will get this knowledge from people who have money, people who gained it through trial and error, and also people who were fortunate enough to have someone who taught them. It's upon you to take the initiative to learn. Making money is a skill that you acquire through learning and implementing. This skill can be acquired by anybody who take time to learn. Someone who is determined and motivated enough to change their life. Be hungry for change. You will not watch one video and expect to be a financial genius. Learning about money is a continuous process. A process to get rid of what you know and thought to be true. To programming your mind to new thinking. You will need to open your mind to the new information and use it. You will need to get rid of the previous programming that have caused you to create a life of struggle, and start to program your mind to create a life of abundance. Everything happens in the mind. You create riches in the mind, and you also create poverty in the mind. Your mind is the creator of the life that you are living right now. The experiences that you are living through right now were created by your mind. It may be a little discomforting for you to hear that you are responsible for creating your life experience, but the flip side of this is if you created something negative and unwanted, you can go back and create new experiences. The power to create a different life for yourself is within you. Take this chance that has been granted to you for free to create a life that you love and are proud of. To get you started on this, I want you to do a little experiment on yourself, to test these information that have been presented to you in this video. For the next 21 days, every day in the morning, I want you to speak a positive affirmation over your life. You can state, "I am a blessed person." Every day, I receive a reason to smile and feel hopeful. I want you to focus on all the things that you are grateful for and also find things in your life to feel and be grateful for. What you focus on grows. Where focus and attention is directed, energy goes. Where there is energy, then creation happens. That's how reality is formed. When you think and focus on blessings, your mind works to bring you more things to feel blessed about, and this works for the problems too. Making money is 95% mental while 5% is physical. If you think money is hard to come by, then your mind blocks opportunities to make money to prove you right. Fix your mind and your mind will fix your life. If you liked my today's message, remember to give me a like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video.